Hello, retail traders. Good morning. Good afternoon. Hope we're doing well. Going to be an interesting week. I've been waiting for it. I'm all excited. My challenge account is up 58%. Not bad for the first week. Going to make it grow and get bigger and bigger. So I wanted to go over some of these stocks on the watch list. And go over some of yours maybe. SPRT had that big run last week. That was quite interesting. Kind of pulled back. We're just going to put her on watch for tomorrow. See if we can get any kind of movement. The only thing that I'd have to be looking for if it broke that 200 SPRT. If we got past it, we could probably have a nice little small bounce, maybe back to 35. Got to break 30. So that's SPRT. This is the first one we're looking at. Hello, everybody. Gonna go over the watch list, and I don't know, the fat cats were kind of thinking we were overextended again, but they said that last week. One said we were going to have a good 3%, 4% bounce on the SPY. So the SPY definitely hit our target. 350, 450. So I think it's going to consolidate, maybe, probably not break much, but who knows? I mean, if you look at the 6 month, we've been in kind of a channel right here. And you look at the year, it's a smaller one than where we kind of tightened up. So we're going to do this here. We're going to draw a couple trend lines in here on the SPY. Try to figure out where this thing wants to go. That ain't what I want. Can't worry about in there. I mean, we've started a little different resistance on this one right here. So we're going to draw another little flag. Kind of bring it back to the bottom here. So that's going to create a pivot point inside of here, and that's where I think the thing's going to end up being. So we'll pull this to the 20-day now. See if that tells us anything. Yeah, that's going to be like your solid support. If it does pull back to that, which I don't know. I think we're going to go ahead and break on up to the higher resistance. Get up here right around 452 this week. If she does pull back, I got a 447.23 support and a resistance to break at 451.22. If that happens on the SPY, I think we can get it higher. So the next one, Neuro. Neuro had a nice little breakout. Pre-market, kind of ran up. Caught a little resistance. I think we might hit 20, and spot on. We hit 20 right after hours. So this in here could have momentum too. But on Neuro, I think if it pulled back to, let's clean this up a little bit. I don't really want to lose these. We're going to go to a different time frame. It has some pretty good pullbacks on it, so we might be able to get a good sneaky snake if this thing decides to pull back and hit this 1455 area. That'd be like a triple bottom right down there. I think that'd be a good spot for it to reverse back up and try to get past, oh, I'd say around 1690, and that's Nero. So the next one on the list is the AMD. AMD had a real nice breakout Friday. I really liked how this broke out Friday, so we could be airing ourselves back up here to resistance channels again. I think we're bullish on it. Come Monday, if we break 114.11 on AMD, I think we can get it up here to this resistance channel between 117 and 120, 121. But it's pretty bullish. We've had higher lows. We broke out of this resistance right here, that 110.72, and I think we're going to go ahead and break on and get on up. And the momentum is going to be behind NVDA. And that thing, I think this thing's going to fly too. So we're definitely going to see 120, 121 on AMD this week. And then we got NVIDIA, which had a breakout last week. I mean, a real nice breakout on Friday. And then she continued it on up. So we could still be setting up here. But I'm going to show you what to look for, just in case he pulls back. We got this resistance level right here to right about right in here. Actually, it could have been lower. Let me change this. Take that to right there. We're going to draw a little trend to this bottom candle here. Right there. So if we break this pivot point, break resistance of 226.92 double top, this thing could easily go to 230. And if the momentum picks up, you got to kind of think in dollar intervals, maybe to 235 up to 250. If the momentum carries, I think it can, but so far we're an upward trend. But on NVIDIA, if we break 226.92, we're definitely going to see that 230 area and find some resistance, pull back, and then stair step up. That's kind of what we've been doing. We've been pulling back a little bit, but this last breakout, I think, kind of gave it a little bit more strength. And that's NVIDIA. Another one on top of the list in volume is Apple. So Apple's been kind of squeezing into a flag. It's definitely going to break out this week, either pull back to this low support, we're at 147, or break resistance up here at 150. That's going to be Apple. And Ader, this one here was a fun trade Friday. Took it, scalped it, and then after hours we had 3 white soldiers. So did hit my 4747 resistance after hours. Called that during the day, if you remember. That 747. Hello, Festus, Michael. So definitely keep a good eye on that one. ATER to break the resistance of 747. And PFE. PFE pulled back to support here at 46.17. That needs to hold, carry it back up to 48.23 double top. I'm bullish on this, but if it goes below 46, the next support is going to be right here at 44.72. Get back here, where was I? Right about in here. I'm going to raise it up just a little bit. 44.96. Oop. I need to make that a default. Okay. So it's right around 45. Going to be your low support Resistance to break 48.23. Past that 200 on the 20-day 1 hour. That's PFE. So the next one we got in the video, we got Piton had a pretty big pullback. Now it's in some kind of trouble here. So I don't know. I think, this might go back below 100 again and be able to scalp it with a sneaky snake on the daily 1 minute. And that's, when the 9 is down here and crosses the 21. But I think that's what we're going to be looking under $100 on Piton. Baba pulled back again, higher than the low support we had on Monday last week. I think she's going to find a channel in here, no lower than that 152 area. Maybe find support right around 156. And then that resistance to break is going to be that 200. That's on the hour, 200 SMA. And the video in the QQQ will be running with a SPY. We had a great call on this a couple weeks ago when we had that huge pullback. I think it'll consolidate, pull back a little bit, and find a new channel. Same with the SPY and same with IWM. Now Microsoft, I called it Friday. I said it was pulling back. We've had a 5-day sell-off on it. So Microsoft needs, I want it to hold this area. If not, we're going to pull back here to 297 and find a buy there. And then Oxy's got to break resistance here. It's pretty much in this lower channel. If it breaks this lower channel over here, we'll go higher. Now Oxy, I think we called this out last week, and she had that good breakout Friday. I think she's going to go ahead and continue on up, get up to about 26, 27 bucks. Same with CLF. We're bullish on it. It pulled back Thursday and bounced back up Friday, so we're kind of making a flag. It needs to hold this trend bar right here. That's no lower than 23.82. Now, Cisco is another one we called out that I said would run, and then it had a little bit of pullback. We pulled back to a support level of around 58.75. Not really that low, but that's where it is. That needs to hold, that 58.75 spot right in there, to keep it bullish, to keep it coming up here to kind of build a channel. If not, we're going to pull back a little bit more to 58, 57.39. But I'm bullish on Cisco. It ran with all the other ones, but it's not as strong as the other ones. Tesla says they're going to put electricity in Texas. So, it's getting ready to break out soon too. I think, we've been in this little resistance level a little bit too long. And it was a lower resistance last week from the couple weeks before. But we had that major recovery from that bad news of the investigation through the government wants to investigate their cars. But it seemed like it didn't worry about it too much. So let's see if we can break 720. If not, she'll pull back to this 200 on the hour to find support. That's Tesla. IWM, we'll look at it. Let's see if there's any more down here. Definitely excited for Monday, that's for sure. IWM. Man, what a run on it when we call this down at the bottom. So we definitely broke some resistance levels. I'm going to clean this chart up so I can see it better. And we'll start kind of fresh. Take it to the year, take it to the daily. We had a huge engulfing candle on it. She had the great run on Friday. Almost everything ran on Friday. Friday was an immaculate day. And I always talk about them days. You know, 1 or 2 days a week. You've heard me mention it many times live on YouTube, that all you need to do is trade those couple of days. And Friday was that day. You come in here at the office and it didn't matter what you were trading. You know, it was an amazing day Friday. And I think that's why we could continue the momentum Monday, or we can consolidate that run we had on Friday. But it took out a lot of volume compared to these red days and a couple of green days. It was a big volume day. So we busted definitely past the resistance levels. And that was about $3 back. We're up in here. We're around 223.80. That was your major resistance level. Kind of like the pivot point on the chart, with the other one being right down here. So those are your two major support levels. That's the pivot point in this time frame on the daily chart, and also here on the yearly. Kind of the pivot point inside of this Darvas box. This has been a very long Darvas box, and I think we can go ahead. If the market's bullish, I think IWM can get back up here to around 230. That'd be a pretty nice trade. 230, and then you got another resistance level right up in here. I'm kind of looking at this candle right here, that little sucker right there, 227. And there's another one right in here too. I like this spot. 226.18. So we bring us to the 20-day. She definitely pulled back, right? What the hell happened here? There was no pullback. Looked like it had a big fat finger on here. The fat finger come right down to this support level too. So that could be it. This could be your spot for not. I see these fat fingers every once in a while, so I kind of use them. I use them as an indicator that there could be a nice, little couple dollar pullback. And I like this support level right here. This 225.25 area, 225. I bet you if that pulls back Monday and if that holds at 225 on IWM, that's going to be a very good indicator that the stock's still bullish. It'll end up breaking that 227 area, but I think it's going to pull back a little bit, maybe 225.25 on IWM, and that needs to hold. If not, we're going to have more drama. But that's an incredible run for this stock on Friday. I was in all kinds of stuff. And I was doing the challenge, and that's what I was concerned. My main focus was Friday, but man, I should have just opened I kept saying this, one heck of a Friday, where you could jump in about anything and make it work. So that's what I'm thinking on IWM. That 225.25 needs to hold, and if it does, we'll end up breaking 227. If that doesn't hold, we could see a $2 drop, $1.50 drop from there. Maybe back down here, to its lower support. But man, that was one heck of a run for IWM, in my opinion. Same as a SPY. SPY was delicious. Big old spike on the SPY, and it just kept going. It didn't stop. There was a lot of good trades to be made on Friday, and that's what I'm trying. I'm going to pick up on that stuff in this sneaky snake strategy, because I'm going to always have a call ready. I mean, a trade ready just in case we have days like Friday. You can get them like twice a week, or especially right after a good 3-day dip, or a good 5-day dip, 3-day correction, or a huge correction like we've been having. Now, I've been pretty much calling the market exact here for the last couple 3 weeks. The conditions of the market. And Sava, I think Sava's going to be another good one. There's a lot of people that are bullish on Sava right now because of that huge dip, and I was bullish on it, and I took the trade and scalped it. But I think this stock's going to find that channel down here and finally end up breaking out, picking up momentum, and breaking out this resistance level of right around 6. It'd have to be right around 64. That's going to be your main resistance to break. If you look at the 1 hour, that's the daily. This is another thing. See where she is on the daily right here? She's on that 200 SMA, Sava. I'm telling you, this is, it touches that, if it does dip on down, you know that's loading zone off that 200. We're even close to it on the daily time frame. This is a huge sell-off. I can see a double bottom maybe if it get even kind of close. But remember that 200's right here. That 200's right here. The resistance that's going to have to break. It's going to be right there at 60.77. If you can break that resistance at 60.77, you have a good chance of getting her up a lot higher. Let's go to the 5-minute. I'm pretty sure you're going to break that. And then your second resistance is going to be at 63.95. And then the hard one. If you can get halfway up to this engulfing candle, to right around 65.29, you can run it up to the top of that to right around 71. And the support level, it's going to have to be right down off the bottom of this candle right here at 57.45. And then that second support's right there at 54.33. And I don't think it'll go any lower than that. If it does, you'll be double bottoming down here right at 51. So this is going to be a fun trade come Monday. I guarantee it. Everybody's going to have their eyes peeled on this one here. And they want to run it up. I think we've gone down too far, too drastically, to where we're going to have a run up. There's people stuck in this trade. 2 million insiders buying on Friday, and there's a lot more. I guarantee it. There's a lot more buying that stock for it to go up too. So I think you're batting 100. You're batting a pretty good one this week on this one here. If it gets to this lower support level, 54.33, you know, that'll be the buy zone. Anything below that, and the resistance to break is going to be that 63.95. You can see it, right? That top from yesterday. That's it. Does anybody else have one they want me to look at? Now this is how the sneaky snake works. Just in case you want to know. This was a great trade on Friday that I took for the sneaky snake. That's when that you set your chart up. I have a link down there in the bottom. It's called the TTM Fibonacci chart. And there's my stock twits and Twitter link too if you want to hit that. Now, on the sneaky snake, you try to find a trend. Once the bell's open and it develops a trend, and the trend was right in here. You just take and run your candle just like that, just like that. That's your trend. Once it breaks out of that trend, and that 9 breaks out of that box and crosses the 21 SMA, that's when the trade begins. And then when they both cross the 50, you run it on up until the highest, until you start seeing, you know, a pullback or it hits that 200. But that's exactly how it works. It's a pretty nice little run. I mean, that, you know, from down here when you got in the trade at 52, you could have got out of it maybe up to 64, 65 area. And it's easy to spot the reversals on them too. But we see this pattern every day, and I'm always pointing them out. When you have the pullbacks in first part of the day, that's the best time to use this trade. So, Bill, I'm gonna bind. BYND. Another one that had some, did us always getting good news, and a little bit oversold too, I think. We called this out last week on the pullback, and then it hit my resistance level of that 24.47. So that's what we need to break. And the support level, I want to see it hold this area right in here at between 118.74 118.74 and right in here at 120.52. That's kind of going to be your support channel, and the resistance to break is going to be at 124.47. And then long, I mean, it can get up into this area right around 127 to 130. Oh, yeah. Bind. I like bind. Right now it's kind of showing a descending pattern. So it looks like it wants to retest that 120.52. If it does that, it's going to see 118.74. And then break resistance of 124. And I'm going to definitely be watching bind. It's on the old watch list here. Same as Dash. We had a golden cross Thursday on Dash on the hour, which tells me that this could be going up to the upside and going to break at 195. We have a higher lows. I'm really liking this stock. I think we are going to break 195 or at least top it this week. So if I can get in this first thing in the morning and a cheap option, I might just do the trick. Might be one of them. So I'm you don't know what's going to happen with the media in the Middle East right now. And you can tell that the market loved whatever Pow had to say on Friday, because it just nothing but ran, right? So I'm gonna be bullish on the market this coming week. Although the Fat Cat says we're a little overheated, I still think we have a little bit more room to run. But there are going to be some, it all depends on the media and how they're going to report the news. You could tell it was a lot different last week than it was on Monday. It seemed like they quit talking about Afghanistan, they quit talking about Tesla, and they were just trying to talk about Jackson Hole. And there really wasn't much said in Jackson Hole. So we got TSM was another good one we called out last week. I mean, this thing really had a nice run. Called that bottom on it. Same as Boeing. Had the exit idea. So, Boeing's got to break this 200. I think a lot of these are going to have to break the 200. On the 1 hour, if they're down below it and they're up close to it, That's what we got to break, areas. Now I know they've like there was news about Penn and LVS and Win and LVS. I mean, I'm looking real good in this one here. This is my first long swing on the Sneaky Snake. I'm up more than 100% on it. And this has had that huge drastic sell-off. I mean, from 65 6 months ago all the way down to 37 to 36 bucks. So, I mean, hello, it's screaming buy. And I think I'm going to easily get this up to the 50 and break this $46 area. And I'm going to see my 52, you watch. Anywhere above this 45, I might just go ahead and cut out. If we can break this 50 or hit the 50, I might just go ahead and call it a day right there. But I'm looking good on this one here. And this is my LVS one. So there's going to be certain, these are going to be the main ones that I'm going to be watching. And I'm going to type them in the room for this coming week. When I get up, I'm going to be watching Chewy, CHWY. Why? Because it's got earnings. CHWY. So we want to keep a real good close eye on this one right here. We've had a little sell-off to support, and I know earnings are going to be excellent. And they were talking about it. We didn't touch this 200 last time, and I don't think we're going to do it this time either. So I think we're going to easily get it back up here to 92. And that's going to be Chewy. And then when earnings come out, we're going to break this 92 and get it up to about 95. So there's your little resistance right here, where we had this little steeple. Right there, ran right around 92 bucks. So I'm going to jump in this if I can get a cheap option, and I'm going to hold it and swing it. It'll be one of my swing trades for Monday. And that's going to be Chewy. And what are we going to look at? Now my challenge account, I did pretty good last week. So I got to keep doing the way I said I'm going to do it. And that's I'm going to take profit when I see it. And I'm not going to play games with it. I'm going to be very cautious. And I want to get it up to $5,000 to $10,000, and then I'll start getting a little bit more dangerous after about 10. So, if we scalp it, I hate to try to scalp it in the same week. It'll only be on Monday if I take this trade and scalp it. And I'll probably take this $90 strike. That is if I scalp it. It could be any one of them, 90, 92, or even at 93. But I want to be close to the money. I'm pretty sure this thing's going to go up. Pretty sure Chewy's going to go up. So I'm really bullish on it. And we're going to look at the 90 strike. And the next one I'm going to be bullish on is going to be AMD. I definitely want to watch AMD Monday morning. If I get a little bitty pullback on AMD, I want to take it. I'm pretty positive we're on our way back up here to 120 again to double top and try to break this resistance level right in here on the top of this candle, right around 118.77, 119 area. If we can break that, I'm pretty sure we're going to go up there this week. We broke a major resistance right here at 110.72, and we built upon it. So I'm seeing this stock definitely back up here to 117 to 119 and maybe the 120. So I'll be looking at that. It's AMD. And what was the first one? Dash is going to be another one I want to look at. Dash, I'm bullish on Dash. I think we're definitely going to start scooping up and build back up here to resistance level of 195 and try to break that. So we got Dash, AMD, NVIDIA. I'm going to be very bullish on the NVIDIA too. I just love this trend line that we're going up on it. I want to break 226.92 Friday and get this to 230 and then pull back a little bit. But I think we're going to hit 230 on it. And that's going to be like a good target. Keep it in the channel of 220 and 230 from here on out. And I'm going to be watching the QQQ Monday morning. I'll play it on the way down if it pulls back and we have a red day, or I'll play it and try to break that resistance level. Disney's another one that we need to watch close next week. I think Disney's about ready to break out of the Darvis box. We've had a long Darvis box here. Pretty good one. So I'm holding right now. I'm in the 180 strike for September 17. This is in my regular account, but I think we're going to be breaking this Darvis box and start finding some new resistance up here between 180 and 185. That's going to be your little channel right in there. And that's going to be Disney. September 17, 180 strike at 275. So that's the one you need to look at. A September 17, 180 strike, and I'm at 275. So I definitely like that one there. And we had, what was this? We got Disney on here. And the SPY. Ader. I think Ader, if it picks up momentum. Oh, here's one that I know they're pumping out there. Be big. Now I know the fat cats on this one that are holding this that have a lot of money in it. Not fat cats, retail traders. So I think this one here's zoomed to go ahead and maybe break 10. And that's going to be big. It might be big. If you look at the 3-year chart, that 752 had to break, and we went all the way up to 940. So this stock could be aimed to go to 940 on this trade, but we got to break a hard resistance of 752. Now, if you look at it after hours on Monday, we hit the 752, right? That was the hard resistance. So if she pulls back to 630, soup this sucker up. I guarantee it. This is going to be one of them stocks that you're going to say, damn, Jim, I wish I traded that. It's going to be like an SPRT. This is the beginning. You know, someone asked me last week, how do you tell when a run begins? And I always like to look at that first day. You know, this has been on, kind of woke up last week. I remember people talking about it. Be big, be big, be big. And look, Friday it had the big breakout. Now I guarantee there was the people that were calling this out had a lot of shares. And if you take $250,000, $250,000 into something like this and get $5 out of it, you're making some good money. So I want you to be aware when these stocks are being mentioned by some of these guys, they don't have $10,000, $15,000 in it. They've got a little bit more than that. And you're going to benefit them, but they're benefiting you too, because they're allowing that action to take place. And this is going to be one of them. And I think grub's going to get ready to break too. We might have a nice little sneaky snake swing on grub. Had a pretty hard sell-off on Friday, and I think it's set up to run back up and try to get a couple dollars out of it, at least $1. Get back up here to 18, so I might take this one too. It depends on how many day trades I have in the challenge account. I can only do one a day, 3 times a week. So, you know, I got to be very picky to get this thing up so I can get it up to 25,000, then I can just go to town on it. I don't have to worry about that. And then I'll also have a cash account too where I won't have to worry about it. This is a margin right now that I'm in. Facebook was another one we called out. Friday had a great day. So on them good days, when you notice, I noticed it, I yelled it out all day. I said, this is better than usual day. You can get in about anything and trade it. And I was screaming it out. I mean, everything. Especially on, you know, even Baba. Baba, you know, it didn't do shit Friday. But I bet you it's ready to do something here real soon because that 200's right there. It's either going to make up its mind and cross that 200 and break out. And this is on the 5-minute. Or it's going to just kind of lay down here and hover and pull back again. So we got to keep Baba on watch. Any more are you going to look at? What's the next be big? That's a good question. I thought neural. I was thinking neural was really having some strength. You know, it just had the breakout on Friday. And it had that huge spike. And it's setting up into a nice little ascending triangle right here. So, you know, put neural on your list. But it's had a pretty good run. I mean, damn. You know, $7. I'll know Monday what I think is going to be every Monday's different, right? You got to come and look at a Monday as the day where I can predict what's going to be the weekly stock that I want to be watching and chasing or trading. And you know, I gave you the ones that I liked into Monday, but Monday will be a whole new week, and it will set me up to where I think I can. Okay, this is the one I'm going to be watching all week long, or you know, this one's pulling back, so I'm going to be watching this one for a bounce this week. Monday's my day that gets me started, I think, for the week. And then by Wednesday, I know about where I am. And Thursday and Friday, I mean, Friday was just, I did pretty good on Friday. I don't think anybody did bad on Friday. It was that easy of a day. So that's about it. We got any more we want to look at? Adam? Yeah, Adam. Let me look at Adam. That's another one too. If we can get into them first day breakouts. Yeah, she kind of broke out of that 20-day resistance right here at 24.25. Right about in there. So Adam needs to hold ATOM. Needs to hold that 24.25 or maybe 23.81 right in here. But it could pull back to this 22.68 and bounce right back up. Start fiddling around with these resistance levels. Bounce back down to this 50. But for right now, this could be the one. This could be one of them. I'm going to put it on here too. I think I got it on my watch list. If I don't, I'm going to put it on. very low volume. Had very low volume. Yeah, I think it's going to, I don't know. I think it's going to pull back. We'll see. We'll definitely see. DKS, BB. BB looks good too. You got a J-low bottom right here with a right butt cheek a little higher than the left. Double bottom. Support right there at 1111. And that resistance to break here at 1149. I definitely like this one here. BB. Blackberry. I don't know. I just keep thinking Blackberry. That's the only deterrent that I have right now about it. There's a gap right in here. You see that gap? Between 1159 and 1291. So if it breaks 1159, that's going to be your hard resistance. I don't know if you see what I'm saying in that gap. And there's going to be a pivot point in there. Dadgummit, Jim. If we break 1159, we got that 1220 and 1291 resistance for the gap fill. Definitely. It's got to break that 1159 though. Now your support 1079, no lower than that. That's got to hold. 1079. You see it right here, the double top right there, and we had the triple top break. 1, 2, and 3. So that becomes a new solid support right there at 1079. Oh, it does have a catalyst. No, they're going into Bitcoin. BlackBerry Nebo Technology Advanced Kickpot Controller enters mass production. So they're building something. That'll be good. I'll keep it on watch for next week. We got BB patents too, huh? DKS. Let's look at DKS. She's had a nice little breakout here. Williamson Deere. Dick's Sporting Goods. Oh yeah. Dang. That's a heck of a breakout. Well, they've hit their price target of 129. So this thing needs to pull back. Some of them have it up here to 160, 142. What the heck? JP Morgan raises Dick's Sporting Goods price to 108. 173. Barclays. Must have really had some outstanding earnings. Sure did, didn't it? That sounds like something kind of fishy going on here with them earnings like that. From 36 cents to $5 a share. Yeah. And a special dividend. I don't know what to say about it. You know, I know what I want to say. I know what I want to say. is that 135.22 needs to hold. And if it doesn't, well, strong buy at 130.94. That's what I want to say. But what will probably happen, it'll break the high and go up to 140 and 150 and then finally say, I've had enough. So I don't know what to say on this one. 130, 135. It's a huge bounce. But last week was a good week. If we get into a correction week, we could pull back. If the momentum continues, we could continue the run next week. I mean, there's a big difference now in the market than what it used to be like. The fat cats don't have control of it no more. Not like they used to. You got retail traders now that are changing everything about this market. So yeah, I think, if this thing pulls back to 135 area, I might go ahead and take the trade. We'd have to follow it, and if it just got a lot of volume, just start breaking out, it can move up. But right now, my gut feeling that we talked about last week, it's a little irrational right now. It needs a couple volumes. So we got Pins had a huge pullback, and it started recovering from that huge dip Pins did. So we got a resistance. We got to break on it up here at 58.67. I'll probably be here early in the morning, picking out, doing a little video on what I think is going to run by just watching it. The market open at 3 a.m. my time. So I'll be here early in the morning. I'm going to be ready, encouraged, get this options challenge back up to about $3,000 this week if I can, at least to 2. Had some pretty good trades on it last week. Snap. Let me see here. NVIDIA, we got in at 111, then 97, 87, and 78. And I sold it at 111. And I got Snap, swung that over and that thing ran, and I sold it at 218. I had an average of like 210. That thing ran, I'd had another $250 in that one. Piton, I sold that one. Had a nice run on it. Had an average of about under 250. 240, and I sold it at 3. And I had 5 of them contracts. And then Target, I got in Target and swung it. Right now I'm down $2 on it, I think. So that's the one I'm in right now, Target. September 7, 260 strike. I got an average of, I'm down more than that. Right now I'm down about 20 or less. I got an average of 94 cents and we're at 86. So I just got 2 of them, and we're up after hours on Friday on that one, Target. So unusual option. It wasn't because of sneaky snake. Because unusual options. Any other stocks anybody else want me to look at? Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell. And we'll get in here early in the morning. And I'm going to be excited. I think I'm going to have a good week this week. Come in here all pumped up. I'm ready to go. Been thinking stocks all weekend. I'm addicted. Once I get started in these challenges, I just want to, especially this one here. I've got more excitement on this challenge than I have in any of the previous ones. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. Because I actually have a strategy going into this. Usually I just had goals. I'm going to take it and I'm going to do this and I want to accomplish this. But this time I actually have a strategy. And I think it's going to be different. It's going to be a lot bigger than, because I'm using the sneaky snake strategy, the moving averages and the trends. And I haven't batted wrong with it yet. So I'm actually going into this one with a strategy compared to going into them blindly before and just playing whatever the market gave me. And I think that's going to be a big difference into this challenge. And that's what we all got to work for. We got to work and try to build a strategy that best fits us, our time, and everything else. Well, you're welcome, Festus. Because success doesn't happen just on its own. You have to build something. You have to create something, build a foundation. And this sneaky snake strategy just seems like it's just going to be the one that's going to take me to that higher level. So we'll just see how it goes in 3 months. By the end of the year, that's when I want to stop it, and then I want to continue and say, okay, I want to take this 30 grand and I want to make 2.5 million out of it this year. That's my goal, is to get this thing to 30 grand by December, the end of the year. I think I can do it. If I stick to this strategy. And that means I can't be careless. I can't go into trades and know that I can't get out of them until I get to that 25 grand, because I'm only allowed so many trades per. But if I get 2 accounts going, 2 $1,000 accounts, I'll have the 100% more of a chance of having more trades. And that would be 6. But having a strategy this time is going to be a little bit different than saying my goal is by the end of the challenge, I want to have 1,500 a day. Or I want to become a better options trader, or I want to become a better swing trader. I think you know what I'm trying to say. That's why I call it the Sneaky Snake Options Challenge. So that's it. Let's get in here and kick ass tomorrow. I'll be up early. The scanner will be on. And we'll just see how the market reacts, if it's going to be red or green. I'm kind of iffy. Last week I called it pretty good, but this one here I'm just thinking we had too good of a run on Friday, and that it needs to pull back just a little bit. But you never know. Thanks a lot. We'll see you Monday.